Back at the CBS Arena for our final game of the evening. The boys under 19. Newfoundland and Labrador select to take on Alberta. Newfoundland and Labrador to our left, the white and blue shorts. Alberta, the blue and gold. Time for the anthem. All right, players come to center floor. The ball is dropped and we are underway in our final game of the evening. Adam Pinkson from behind the goal. Flip down the floor. It's going to go just wide of the goal. It'll go for flooring. Avery Lovelace in goal for Newfoundland and Labrador. Goaltender we have on the roster list is number 1. With Alberta working on who that is. Goaltender is wearing number 30. So hopefully we'll have that for you. Pinkson will take the face off for Newfoundland and Labrador.
We've got Corbett, they play together a lot of hockey against Impact.
They play with the Impact, where I've been calling games for the last 4 years in Central Newfoundland. Absolutely familiar with those two guys. I do substitute teaching back in Grand Falls, Windsor, and Central Newfoundland as well, and both of them as students from a couple of years ago, graduated now. Ash and Adam. Tondi gets it in along the blue line. Coming off the boards with a chance. Corbett scores. That's Mark Corbett.
That's a great play right here by Tondi, right in front of the short. Nice little pickoff, and then his feet into the zone. Created that goal. Nice ball protection by Corbett. Going to be a good player for the Estevan Bruins of the SJHL next season.
He beats the goaltender where it's tough for the goaltender. Over the pad, under the blocker. Braxton Singleton in goal for Alberta. We thank Richard Gosher, Canada Ball Hockey, for quickly getting us filled in. gaps we've got in our roster. Great job. Thank you, Rich. Knockdown of the year, saying it's not a high stick, below the shoulder. Well, early, 1-0. Bouncing down the floor, Singleton will play it, moves it up ahead, up at the blue line, and out. And not past the red line. Kept in by Newfoundland Labrador. Shot Singleton's got that right in the breadbasket. Hangs on.
Nice shot there by Will Scott. Getting off the wall to the middle of the ice. To the middle of the floor, I should say. There's my quarter. There's my 5 cents right there. Just keep adding them up. It's like deposits. Nice save though, and no rebound.
Offside. Keep saving up the nickels, but there'll be no interest because nobody's interested. That was weak, but
tell you what,
all I had.
George got a couple of dad jokes going here on the broadcast.
All
I haven't been much better, so.
That's kept in by Alberta. Irwin. His shot was stopped. They'll come back at the point. Olney along the boards. McDonald had it knocked off his stick. Irwin hustling back into his end. Be careful here. 2 select players are on him. Gets it ahead. Emmett Gaba turned it over. Noah King will send it down in deep. Weininger. He had it taken away back at the point. Rotondi with a shot. It goes up in the air. That was headed, I think, for the back of the goal before it was cleared away. It went over the head of the goaltenders and went up in the air. The player pushed down pretty hard. Yeah, that's going to be a penalty. You can push a bit, but that was a little over exuberant.
We'll get our first look at the Newfoundland Labrador power play, George. Before we jump in on that, Rotundi with some really good sticks in the neutral zone. He was a horse for us a couple of years ago with the Hitmen, and now is toiling on the back end for the Drummondville Voltigeurs of the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League. Good hockey player.
Call for body contact. So 2-minute power play. Pinkson out there to take the face-off for the Selects. Wins it cleanly back to Cole Goss. He'll center it. Goes the other side. Kyle McGuire tried to run the backdoor play. Pinkson just had his stick checked at the last second. That shot knocked down by Knox. And Knox heading down there short-handed. He's got some pretty good wheels as well. Seen a few guys today who can really go. Goss. Slow it down. Let the defense back up a bit. Goss doesn't get it in over the blue line. And they're stopped again. So far, not much good happening on this power play for the Selects.
This is sometimes where you're out there for a minute and you're not getting much going, George. You want to just get a quick change. You get possession here, get some fresh legs out there and get a new look.
All right, under a minute to go on the power play. 50 seconds left in it. Again, they can't get possession. That's picked off, though. That's going to help the cause. The shot was blocked. Another shot comes in from Lovelace, and Singleton has that one, no rebound.
I I know one thing, George. We're not going to mistake Adam Pinkston on the floor for anybody else with those shoes. They are as bright as my shirt, just a different color.
Still 39 seconds left to go in the select power play. Have to start from back down their own end again. It has been fairly anemic up till now. Still time, 25 seconds left to go. Not in. Now it is. Rotondi. Mark Corbett, the goal scorer, after Rotondi. They'll come up top. Just 5 seconds to go now in the power play. Joss along the boards, back to Rotondi. That'll do it. Power play is now over. We'll swing it back to the point. Rotondi. Back to Green. One-timer by Damian Laundrie. Comes back to Laundrie along the boards. We'll leave it there for Green. Green trying to hold it. Got it to Laundrie and then it's knocked away. Laundrie knocked it out of the air and he'll go get it. Overran it. Still with it. Dumped in by Mark Corbett. Behind the goal, Nick Crosby. Back at the point, they keep it onside. Turning, shooting it just wide. Was Laundrie. Crosby. Laundrie. Crosby with his shot. Kicked away and they'll cover it up in the crease. Good ball movement that time by the Newfoundland and Labrador selects.
It's a good job by Nick Crosby there. Sitting down in the slot, just popping up into that weak spot in the zone. Catching a pass and letting it go on goal. And good traffic there by Newfoundland and Labrador.
And the draw, the ball goes to the boards. Brought out by Alberta, but they're stopped at center. Coming right back in, McGuire. His first shot was blocked again. It came right back to him, McGuire. McGuire behind his own goal. There's a breakaway chance in all alone. Backhand scores. Giveaway out at the blue line. And Alberta make them pay.
The fact that the Alberta player just lost the ball for a brief second, and I think Loveless thought he was just going to shoot it, and then that quick little move. Like if you notice how subtle this is, he gets the ball, George, and he kind of loses control of it very briefly, and the goaltender thinks like right here he kind of fumbles it, and a nice little quick recovery to go to the backhand. What a beautiful goal, nice quick hands, really nice goal.
With the ball out at the blue line, nobody protecting the back end for Newfoundland and Labrador. Everybody was headed the other direction. We're tied at 1. They come again, a shot saved this time by Lovelace. Picked that out of the air, somehow got it over to Walsh. Walsh with a shot and Singleton with another save.
That was a really nice ball by Rotundi, just laying that in over the top of the defenseman. And nice pass east-west there too. That's really how you break the ball out of your zone in ball hockey. Sometimes it's just indirect passes in behind players. Very well executed there by Newfoundland Labrador.
So just explain what you mean by indirect pass, Andrew, if you would.
Sure, a direct pass would be tape to tape, forehand to forehand. An indirect pass is you're passing the ball into space, George, so that a player can run into it, which is a lot more common in ball hockey than it is in ice hockey, where it's more tape to tape, but it's very hard to pick a ball up while you're running in full flight. So a lot of the time you'll lay it out in front of the person to pick it up while they can. You're generally faster without the ball than you are with it. So just laying it into space for someone to run underneath it is very common in this game. And the higher up you move, the more often that you see it.
Like we talked about earlier with the football, you throw it into an area and let the receiver go get it instead of throwing it at the receiver.
Absolutely.
How's that for an analogy?
That's a real good, going back to another sport, but a lot of them can be comparable. That's a really good reference.
It goes out of play down to our right.
Selects going here with the Pinks and Corbett line. Corbett's got some unique gloves. They almost look like gardening gloves, really, like they're so small.
Yeah, Pinkson going with the whole pink theme, isn't he? The ball go off his stick, can't catch up to it. Now he does. Pinkson almost got through. Knocked down by Nicolay. Job by Goss to reach up and knock that out of the air. Here's Pinkson. Trying to go one-on-one. He does. Pinkson breaks in. Singleton has found his game after giving up that early first goal. He's come up with some big saves since then. Pinkson again. Goss right through in on goal. Got through a lot of traffic to get to the goaltender. Goss to Pinkson. Shoots it this time. Singleton just got the glove on enough to tip it wide. Good shift here for the Selects. That one they've gone off a stick up and out of play and sent down the floor, and that'll bring the face-off back down in the Alberta end.
That was definitely the Pinkson line's best shift of the game, George. Pinkson, I know somebody always looks like somebody else to me, but Pinkson reminds me a lot of Andrew Sweetland, the way he's long, tall guy, left-handed shot with really nice hands and can shoot the ball a lot of ways. Pinkson has a lot of similarities to him.
For those who don't know, Andrew was certainly a big star in Newfoundland senior hockey for many years. Played a little bit in the AHL, I believe, Andrew did.
Yeah, with Rochester, and played in the East Coast League. Well, was one of the best ball hockey players in this province at one point.
Cole Goss getting back. Two Gosses on this team. You got Cole number 2 and Evan number 4. Nice play to himself. Weininger. Get the shot on goal. Turnaround shot again. Hit some bodies in front. Tried to play it back to the point, but that was picked off by Nick Crosby. Crosby, here's that indirect pass looking for Damian Laundrie. Couldn't quite catch up to it. It goes down to the goaltender who's forced to hold on.
This is smart coaching there by Coach Adam Collins of Newfoundland Labrador, putting Crosby with Laundrie. A lot of familiarity there with the Tri-Pen Osprey. Laundrie being a 2004 birth year and Crosby being in 05. They'd see each other a lot in their days of playing together with the Ice and the Osprey.
Face-off win for the Selects. Around behind the goal. In the corner. Back to get it. It's Evan Wicks. He got it to the corner. That was a battle happening over along the far boards. Turnu had it knocked away from him. Ben Hall had it for Alberta, and behind the play, the referee at its center has his arm up holding. In the meantime, Tyler Canoe limping off for the selection. He's not going to go to the bench. He's heading straight down the tunnel. Hasn't gone to the dressing room at this point. We can see him try and walk it off, as they say. Penalty to the Selects.
Sometimes, George, you get a stick or a ball across the top of the foot and you kind of lose feeling in your foot. It almost like you get the pins and needles. You might be trying to walk that off right now.
Let's hope that that's all it is for Tyler Canoe. Big face-off win for the Selects. And send it down the floor. Help kill some time on this penalty. Weininger. They get it in, turning, heading towards the goal, sliding in to break that up. A great play by Matteo Rotondi. Alberta player was heading towards the goal. Nicolay down and behind the goal. McDonald back to Nicolay. Come up top to Weininger. They'll try the other side. Cross-4 pass picked off, and that'll get out. Killed off the first minute of this penalty. Weininger looking around, coming off the bench to get it is Hull. This is a neat little play. Guy goes off, next guy comes on, nobody picks him up. Nicolay. One-timer, Fandon.
Hall is a very good ball protector, George, and he created the power play earlier on with a nice ball protection. And just then, he's very, very good at keeping the ball and keeping his body between the ball and the defender.
Yeah, he's working in along the boards now. They get it loose. Josie. The net, I believe, has become dislodged, and it is indeed the reason for the whistle.
I feel like the Alberta team right now, George, is trying to force things. They have a set play, they want to go to the flank and then across the Rainbow Road. It just hasn't worked for them. Newfoundland is picking up on it. They almost have to work the ball down low now to try to get Newfoundland to keep them honest, and then it'll open up that cross-ice pass, or cross-flow pass, I should say.
Well, I'm going to get rich on that jar.
You are, buddy. I'm bringing one next day.
Penalties now over. Go back to 5-on-5. Schwarich passed it across. Save was made. Oh, the player dumped into the goal. Lovelace held on to it. I think he's going to get a penalty.
George, I think
this
we're
is going to be
two penalties, buddy.
Okay.
I think we're getting two.
Certainly a cross-checking penalty on the Select player for knocking the Alberta player into the goal. This is an unusual call. Both Select players going. Both for cross-checking. Cross-checking is a 4-minute penalty. Both gone for 4 minutes. Concurrent.
George, this is the hockey game. This is the hockey game.
This is tough now.
Right here.
You'd be down 5-on-3 for 4 minutes. This could be it.
If you get 2 goals in this power play, which is very possible, that could be the game. The way the goaltending has played here, Singleton has been really sharp since he led in that first one. this could be it, but Newfoundland are going to try to keep them to the outside and force them into making bad passes. Let's see what happens.
That'll move it in nice and close. The shot goes wide. So that'll help, but still a long time to kill. 3:40 left to go in the 5-on-3. They'll bring it in. Svarich into the corner. Any battle now. Alberta can man Newfoundland and Labrador along the boards in front of the goal, all over the place. That's picked off, and another break there. Bad pass. Down the floor it goes. Singleton. To Svarich. Boy, I tell you, Newfoundland and Labrador are getting some breaks as this penalty will carry over into the third period. Penalties that are split almost evenly between one period and the other tend not to be as effective as those that all take place all within one period. I don't know the exact stats, but I guarantee you the split penalties don't work as well. I mean, you face off back at center to start. But when we start the second period, Alberta will still have the 5-on-3 for just about 3 minutes. Let's take a break and get ready for that period number 2. It's going to be a dandy to start off. Be right back. All right, we are back for period number 2. We come back a little bit early, get ready for this. Very important moment in this game. So we've got just 20 seconds left on the intermission clock. 1-1 tie. It'll be a 5-on-3 to start the second period. 2:59, you can see the big clock there at center. Left. 2 players picking up cross-checking penalties at the same time. You don't see it often, but if it happens, it happens. Two players for Newfoundland and Labrador in the penalty box to start this second period as we wind down 2 periods to go. That hit the clock, and that's a big break for Alberta. As Newfoundland and Labrador were clearing it down the floor, it hit the clock. That'll bring the face-off back inside the Newfoundland and Labrador end of the floor.
You win the draw there, you almost take off potentially 30 seconds or more by winning that face-off. It's how important that draw is.
Now they'll do it again. This time Alberta wins it. Laugie won the face-off. Weininger. Come back to Weininger. Won't shoot it. They'll try the other side. Bit of a slow pass. Needed to have a little more mustard on that. That was intercepted. Down the floor it goes. Rotondi. He's had a heck of a game.
He's been really good job of reading the passes that are going across the floor and just picking them off using a long stick. The PK for Newfoundland has been sharp.
Right on goal. It's under the pad of Lovelace.
Alberta need a face-off win here, George, in the worst kind of way. This is a very important face-off for them. They need to get some momentum at least.
They do win it. Zwerich. Back to Zwerich. Down to Jossie. The shot cleared. Not a lot of great scoring opportunities. Over 2 minutes gone in this 4-minute 5-on-3.
Score 5-on-3, George, you've got to make passes accurately, and a lot of passes to the backhands of sticks are just not right in the people's one-time area.
That's a one-time area.
Yep. That's perfect.
Move it in a little closer and closer. That pass just again off the mark. Couldn't one-time that one. That was blocked. Wrist shot goes wide. That's blocked. That was Pinkson with the block that time. That one stopped. That one off of Evan Goss. Under a minute to go in the 5-on-3. Rebound is there. Scores! So many chances, so much time. Hard to believe they wouldn't score. Let's take a look at the goal here, Andrew.
This is a nice little walk there by Zwerich. Gets the ball to the net and rebound, just a gratuitous bounce there, and at the end of the day, you're 2 men short. And the ball bounces right on the tape there. Player on the right flank, and that's a nice rebound goal. You get it on and off your stick in a hurry. That's what you're taught to do in a rebound like that.
That's Ryan Jossie. Number 21 makes it 2-1. One penalty comes off, the other one stays on. Still time, 32 seconds left to go in the 5-on-4. It's going to help kill it. Sent down the floor. Singleton sets it up there for Weininger. Shoots it in right on goal. Lovelace will hold it there. 12 seconds to go. Still lots of time. You can win the faceoff.
I think I sound like a broken record to the people at home, but how important faceoffs are in ball hockey, because there's just so much space in the offensive zone when you're on the power play. You win it, you can bring it back and get set up.
Draw was in the circle, played back to the point. Alberta have it. 5 seconds to go. Tipped in front. Lovelace with a huge save to prevent Alberta getting their second power play goal just as the penalty expires. So in some ways, just giving up the one goal, gotta feel pretty good for Newfoundland and Labrador.
Oh, their coaches over there are elated right now. That's really what you want. That's almost par for the course, giving up one. You don't want to give up two, but giving up none there is pretty rare. The one is about what you're saying when you're a coach. You're taking a 5-on-3 for 4 minutes. You're probably going to give up one, so they'll take that.
Now Alberta with their first lead of the game. As we go back to 5-on-5. Cash Corbett put it just wide. Shot on goal, easy catch for Singleton.
this is where Newfoundland and Labrador, that 4-minute power play for Alberta, they had a lot of their top defensemen put together. So just then they're going to try to switch out their D pairs and try to get back to what they normally go with 5-on-5. But they had a couple players who normally don't play together matched up together, and that almost cost them.
Well, killing penalties can mess up your line combinations in a hurry. McDonald getting in. Just missed. May have cut the outside of the post. Kept in. Zwerich. Lovelace made the save. Curnow stopped at the blue line. He'll get it in. Wicks. Evan Wicks cycles it down low. To Vitch. Vitch lost it. A little slow to move it. And back in the Newfoundland and Labrador end. Birmingham. Played it up to the blue line. Knocked out of the air. Picked up by Tucker. Or Curnow, rather.
Singleton wanted to play that ball real bad, and he's looking at the ref like, give me a second. That one there for Curnow, you want to lay that a little bit lower so you're putting into the pads for a bigger rebound potentially.
Good work by Laundry into the slot area. Nobody home for Newfoundland and Labrador, but they get it back to the point. Green knocked off his stick. Maybe he held it just a little bit too long. Crosby lofts it into the corner. On it first, Nicolay. To Correa. Good job by number 7, Adrian Green, to get to that, clear it to the corner. A dangerous looking ball. Laundry. To Corbett. Comes to the near boards. Crosby goes the other side. Rotondi, and way up and over the goal into the mesh.
Some good ball movement there by Newfoundland and Labrador, but still having a little bit of a hard time getting set up in the other team's zone and getting control and getting good looks. They're doing okay with getting possession, but getting good quality shots on goal this period, they haven't had a whole lot of them.
Diagonal pass got through. Didn't look like it would, but the shot came on goal. Down the floor, racing after it. The Alberta player swept away by Rotondi. Backhanded over the top of the goal. Scores! I was about to say you could feel Alberta slowly taking over this game, getting better and better. A little bit of a break on that one. Let's see what we can see.
Just great ball protection there by Alberta and getting to the ball first below the goal line. Just wanting to get to that ball bounce off the glass.
Not sure what that hit to go in. If it was a player in front tipped it or if it went off somebody's foot. even a Newfoundland and Labrador players. 4 or 5 players right in front of the goaltender. Tough to tell who would touch last. We'll get an announcement, I'm sure. Then we just need to see if we can hear it properly.
And a big thing on that goal is, if you remember, there's that indirect pass, but how fast the Alberta team got to that ball almost created a breakaway situation. Rotundi saved a breakaway, but after that they were scrambling, and that's what led to the goal.
Going to be another penalty to the select. Alberta player tripped up right at center. Not what they need. Wait a minute. Hold that thought. I thought the referee was calling the penalty. The arm went up. That was the signal flooring. Boy.
I thought Corbett was going to the box for roughing or just something, but Newfoundland catch a break there for sure.
Well, when the player went down, the arm went up, but it was a flooring call. When I saw the Alberta player crash to the floor, I incorrectly assumed it was a penalty. Now we come 3-on-2. Hall. Good block by Goss. Good work by Loveless to get it out. Shot goes off the stick of an Alberta player up into the mesh.
Hall is not the quickest player on this Alberta team, but what a nice pass there going cross floor. Nice block by Newfoundland Labrador, but just a smart player that knows how to use what he has to his advantage.
Crosby with a shot. Oh, what a save by Singleton. Got the right leg out. That was headed for the corner of the net. Crosby again to the front. Unable to get a stick on it was Laundry. Taken away by Gaba. He lost it. Crosby with another shot. Another save by Singleton. Laundry behind the goal. Laundry trying the wraparound. Door shut by Singleton. Laundry all over the place on this shift. Now we do have a penalty. It will go against Alberta. 4 minutes, high sticking.
That's a momentum changing shift there for Crosby, Laundry line here, and Corbett. Really good energy there and a couple of good looks in the slot from Crosby. Didn't get anything, didn't end up in the back of the net, but this is definitely going to play out for Newfoundland as they're going to see a 4-minute power play. They've got to get one here to get the momentum back on their side.
You don't score a goal, but you draw a penalty, so you do get rewarded for all that work. Alberta got to it first, but the ball bounced and the player couldn't clear it. Possession maintained by Newfoundland and Labrador. McGuire. Goss. On the other side. Vetch. I'm sorry, that's Crosby. 6, not 16. Singleton covers it.
I'm not sure if this is what Newfoundland and Labrador want for their setup on their power play. They've got a lot of guys standing around the perimeter and nobody in the middle of the floor there to just as a bumper or not a whole lot of traffic down by the net. They've got 3 or 4 guys standing to the outside the dots. So I don't know if Coach Collins wants to see that for the rest of the game, but we'll see.
They change up the power play quickly. Makes me think maybe they didn't like what they saw. Corbett's here on the left side. Back at the point, Rotondi. They'll work it down low along the goal line. Back up in the circle. A shot, good save by Singletary. He got the block error on that.
In ball hockey, your best penalty killer has to be your goaltender, and Singleton has played excellent so far in this hockey game. The goal that went in was pretty well unstoppable, post and in. He's been sharp otherwise.
Knox had a chance to move it out again. The bouncing ball. This one he couldn't control. Will Scott out there on the power play for Newfoundland and Labrador. Alberta's going to get to it first. Just overrunning the ball with Stang. 2.5 to go. In the power play. Corbett to Rotondi, back to Cash Corbett. Corbett with a good pass, just wasn't handled cleanly by Pinkson. Corbett down low. He'll get the return pass. Corbett mishandled it and knocked off his stick. And look out, getting away. Jossie hustling back to break that up, Rotondi. Mark Corbett out there now. So a minute 38 to go in the power play. Cash Corbett. Cross floor pass. It was a good one. It was ripped wide by Mark Corbett. Come back to Mark Corbett. Couldn't one time that. Pass was in a little close. Try and get it over to Cash Corbett. Again, they don't get it out. And a couple of mistakes by Alberta with chances. Mark Corbett shot. Perfect position. Good pass. Just missed the net. 1 minute to go. Singleton does the splits, kicks it out with the right pad. Chance for Cash Corbett. He missed. Loveless. Back at the point. Rotondi. McGuire. Makes it in a little closer. Singletary just got a little piece of that, enough to deflect it over the top of the goal. They've got a piece of the crossbar on the way there too. And sent down the floor. That will almost do it. It's only got 15 seconds left to go in the power play. 2 or 3 good chances. Singleton has been solid. Try and make the pass to the right side. Laundrie's pass was picked off. Penalty is over. Under 3 to play here in the second period. It's moved along quickly. Laundrie trying to get it out along the boards. He stopped. Ball bouncing around just inside the blue line. Laundrie had it, then had it taken away. Went between the feet of Campbell. Pass up the blue line. Here's Laundrie. A little further on, Crosby. Crosby tried to flip it ahead. Good read there by Swearich. And it'll be flooring against Alberta. 2:11 to go in the second period.
Swearich plays a lot of big minutes, doesn't he, George? A lot of important minutes for this team on the power play, on the penalty kill, and you see him making a nice play there on Nick Crosby.
Curnow will face off against Irwin. Curnow wins it cleanly. Ball goes up in the air. Players battle for it. It is kept in by Newfoundland and Labrador. Wicks trying to chase it down against Weiniger. Weiniger comes away with the ball. Bring it out the left side. Nice play there by Evan Goss. Stop that. Kernew down low. He gets all tied up. Mason Daw in there to help out. I'm sorry, that's 16. Andrew Vetch. It's going to come up into the seats. Got a $1:20 to go here in the second period. It's been a good one for the team from Alberta.
Alberta just doing the little things. Like they lose the face-off here very clean, but Campbell gets out in the shooting lane and does not allow the Newfoundland Labrador player to get a ball to the net. Usually when you win a draw that clean, you're often getting a ball to the net, but great effort. And I know it might not go unnoticed, but it saves a shot on goal. Good defensive play.
Another flooring call against Alberta. So we wind down here in the second period. Alberta started this period with a lengthy 5-on-3, got one, scored one a few minutes later. That's where we stand, but the 5-on-3 really hurt Newfoundland and Labrador.
This is a matchup that they've got to capitalize on. Newfoundland and Labrador, this is a matchup that, if I'm Coach Adam Collins, I like this look right now.
Scott won the faceoff. Shot over the top of the goal, comes back out in front. Unable to get a stick on it was Noah King. Jossie sends it down the floor, and once again it'll be a flooring call against Alberta. Got a few of those in the last few minutes. Alberta control it from the faceoff. Scramble down in the corner. Tied around the boards by Birmingham. He's back behind the goal. Cormier, quick outlet pass. Jossie. They'll try and chase it down, getting back first. Rotondi. Good outlet pass the other way. In they come. Looking in front, it's chipped just wide. Opportunity there for Scott. Scott with it again, shot. Singleton just got a little piece of it, enough to keep it out. Second period comes to an end. As I said, it was a good one for Alberta. They've increased they've taken the lead. They were tied at one after one. They now lead 3-1. They've scored three straight after Newfoundland Labrador opened the scoring early in the first. 15 minutes to try and solve this one. We'll be back in about 2 minutes from now with period number 3. 15 minutes left to play. One period left to go on our webcast coverage for today. This is our 9th game on AO.live of these Canadian Junior Ball Hockey Championships, the National Championships. Nicolay bounces around in front of the goaltender Loveless and then cleared. It's still onside. And Cash Corbett gave it away. Breaking to the goal, save, rebound, somehow put wide. That was Yaba with the last chance. McDonald behind the goal. Cash Corbett turns and goes. Turns it over, flips it in. It's a neat little move. Turn the stick over. Flip the ball up in the air. Lalji. Turn back on, offside.
Newfoundland Labrador making a small change to their lineup here and going with Kingston Corbett with Crosby instead of having Crosby with Laundry. Let's see how that works out for them here in this period.
Face-off win for the Selects. Mr. Ryan Loveless. Puts it in along the boards. Out it comes. On it first, Campbell. Campbell along the boards. Pushed in hard by Green. And too hard in the estimation of the referee. What's he going to call tripping?
Yeah, Green just gets turned around there in the neutral zone, and Campbell with a nice little indirect pass to himself, a little chip and chase, and we might get another penalty here, George.
Well, we might be taking, well, looks like two other guys going. I've got a penalty put up on the board. Let's take it off for now until we see what's happening. Perhaps coincidentals plus the trip. Still may result, let's see. No. Okay, they both get 4 for head contact. So the only penalty that'll show will be the initial 2-minute tripping call. So we can leave that up there. Power play Alberta.
The one thing if you're Team Newfoundland and Labrador that you don't want to do right now, George, is become unglued and give this Alberta team opportunities to score that sinking goal.
One here would be huge for Alberta. Jossie. Svarich, you see out there in the big moments. This is a big moment. Ball was held against the side of the net just long enough to get a whistle. Jossie knocked off his stick as he looked up, and that will get out. Back to get it, Svarich protects the ball, gets it over to his defense partner, Go-2. Don't remember calling his name before. Here's Hall breaking through, definitely have called his name. Hall to the front of the goal, another penalty coming up to Newfoundland and Labrador. Goaltender's gone to the bench. Get the extra attacker out there on the delayed penalty. That shot put wide. Comes off the end boards. Finally touched up. This is going to be another 5-on-3 for Alberta. Slash, that's the 4-minute penalty. Newfoundland and Labrador are coming a little unglued right now.
One big thing there too is after they were calling a delayed penalty, they just stopped moving. They almost gave up a goal in the slot because everybody just kind of stood around and waited around to see when the ball was going to be touched. You just got to keep playing through the whistle, and it almost ends up in the back of their net. So Great effort here by Will Scott initially, but he's the guy in the box right now.
Able to clear it down the floor, down by 2 men. 46 seconds left to go in the 5-on-3. Still 3 minutes and 38 seconds to go in the 4-minute penalty. They get it in. Now they'll set up. Nicolay. Up top, Weininger. One-timer scores. A little strut from Lalji. Number 77 after he put that one in.
That was an absolute rocket. What a beautiful shot there. Just a nice pass right into what we call the wheelhouse there, George, and
Yep.
he makes no mistake.
And they remain on the power play for another 3 minutes, 25 seconds. It's going to be tough sledding for Newfoundland and Labrador. This may help a little bit. Penalties being called against Alberta. A lot of penalties here in this third period. We're only 3 minutes and 16 seconds in. Ben Hall is going to go for slashing.
We'll get a little bit of 4-on-4, George. We haven't seen this in the past couple of games, so lots of floor for some highly skilled players to work. Just keep an eye out for Aiden Blue here, George. He can really wheel, and with this extra floor space, it'll be interesting to see how he does.
So one player on the team we do not have a name for. Trying to get it earlier when he had a goal. There he is. Oh, he got knocked down, and that's going to be a penalty against Newfoundland and Labradors. That was unnecessary. Pick out his name on the back of the jersey.
The jersey names in the Alberta jerseys, they blend in very well with the jersey. It's very hard to see the names.
I did a game last week, one of the girls teams, women's teams, should say at the women's B, and they had dark blue jerseys and dark blue numbers. Literally could not see a single number for the whole game. I had their roster, but could not see anything. I spoke to the camera person, said, "Can you pick out any numbers?" And he said, "Nope." So I made a rule then that anybody who plans on playing hockey or ball hockey anywhere in Canada, you're going to get new jerseys, you first have to get approval from me. I made that rule.
Yeah, black jerseys, white letters, guys. That's what we're going with on the road.
Block numbers, not these stylized numbers. You can't tell a 7 from a 1. Anyway, I go on this rant every now and then.
I think it's a fair one, and even in the scouting world, doing work for the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League, George, sometimes when you're looking at what number is that player, what number is that player, I can't really tell because the jersey number blends in so well to the jersey that I almost need a pair of 8x30 binoculars to tell what's going on.
So other penalties have been called. We've got, well, let's see, they've got 4 up on the board, 2 each. Normally you wouldn't put the offsetting 2-minute ones up there. What have we got? Let's count the players. 4-on-4 we're going to stay. It looked like a penalty against Newfoundland Labrador, but then Alberta picked up one as well. And there they go. That makes more sense to me. They've taken the offsetting penalties off the score clock. Not my first time doing this, Andrew.
You are a, as we would say, a grizzled veteran, George.
Definitely grizzled. I feel very grizzled after 9 games. You know, I mentioned earlier I haven't seen many offsides, and since then we've had a bunch of them. Well done, George.
You jinxed it, George.
Well done yourself.
No, you jinxed it. And 9 games in one day, George. I mean, that's a career for some people in one single Wednesday.
Well, not too. Well, last year at the World Juniors in Winnipeg, it was 10 a day for the first 3 days. But for the life of me, I'm thinking we did not play 15-minute periods. They were shorter. Not they were 12s. Again, memory could be going too, especially after 9 games. And here at the stadium, up in this booth for a little over 14 hours now today. I get to do it again tomorrow. How good have I got it, Andrew?
You'd miss it if it was gone, George.
Absolutely. That's not a complaint. Nobody's making me do this. No, it's not community service for something I did. It's purely a choice. Stang, poke check, and we're going to get another penalty. Just non-stop penalties here in the third period. Tripping. So with a 4-on-4 situation, the penalty will put Alberta on the power play.
That was a really nice read by Stang there. Just seeing that little scissor up high, putting his stick in the right spot, picking it off, and then having the motor to get to the net. Nice play. If Alberta come around and win this hockey game today, I feel like it's a well-earned game. They have worked really hard in this game, especially since the first goal went in. They responded really well.
They did not get off to a great start. As you say, they gave up the first goal, but also the first few shifts were all Newfoundland and Labrador. It looked like they were about to get steamrolled in the first few minutes, but they fought back and have controlled the game for the most part since then. Found their legs, found their feet, found their game. Burridge. Jossie tried to go across floor to Knox. Knox will play it down into the corner. Cotu to Knox. It's tipped in front, played away by the goaltender Lovelace. Again, they try that cross for a pass. That time it was read and cleared. 20 seconds to go in the first penalty to Newfoundland and Labrador. Then we'll have a brief 4-on-4. They break through. That shot by Zwarich is kept out. 8 seconds to go in the first penalty.
Zwarich went down awkwardly there, George, and he's calling for a change. For Alberta's sake, we really hope he's okay. He's played a good game for them today, and he's just an all-minutes man for them. He plays in every situation, and that was a beautiful opportunity there that he had.
Four-on-three power play. One-timer kicked away by Lovelace. Rebound put home. Number 16, James McDonald, putting this one away.
3 things. 1 face-off. Good, accurate pass to the flank. Great effort getting off the face-off right to the net. Watch how he's going to go to the net right off of this drop. Right to the net. There it is. That's just a good, well-drawn-up power play. Newfoundland look like they're getting another penalty here, George.
They should only have, well, on the goal. They should only have 4, but on the goal, one of the penalties it's not off the board. Now it is. So it's 4-on-4 again. In 47 seconds, Alberta, barring other penalties and goals, of course, that caveat always in place. Barring any of that, Alberta will go back on the power play in about 33 seconds. Knox. Rotondi. Was trying to get it to Wicks. That was picked off. Back comes Alberta. Hall. Good shot saved by Singleton. Then they score. Just as the penalty expired. That will actually go down as a shorthanded goal by about 2 seconds.
Nice effort there by Evan Wicks. Hard-working player for Newfoundland and Labrador. Comes up the floor there, a little 2-on-1. Never hurts to get a shot on goal with a driver, and that's Mark Corbett finishing that off. That's his second of the night, George. This will be a very interesting face-off here, George. A couple of minutes ago, Crosby faced off against the same player on the blue team and kind of gave him a little stick and then went off. So should be interesting to see. Let's watch here what happens on the draw.
But it is
a whack.
It is 5-on-4 power play for Alberta for another minute and 50 seconds. So we come out of all those penalties. Hull headed in front. It bounces around, goes in behind the goal, in the corner. Now back behind the goal again. Ben Hull. Cross crease pass. Goes into the far corner. Down the floor it goes. Singleton out to play it. Crosby watching him. Singleton calmly gets it over to Zvaric. Straight up the floor. Gains blue line. Drops it off Jossie. That shot. Scores. Ooh. Loveless would like to have another shot at that. Really didn't seem set.
No, that was a sneaky shot there on a delayed penalty call. I think that actually, I believe that the referee is signaling for Nick Crosby to come to the box there.
Interference. Let's have a look at the goal, then we'll come back and try and figure this out.
Nice catch and release there.
Yeah, the goaltender never got set.
Nope. Never hurts to get a ball on goal, George. Doesn't matter what level it is. Take a shot on net. You get three things from a shot on net, George. You either get a whistle, face off in deep, you get a rebound, or you get a goal. Three things can happen, so never hurt.
(6-2), another penalty as Crosby, you're right, has gone off. So back on the power play goes Alberta. Absolute mess of penalties here in the third period. They don't get it in on the first try. Backing it up is Weininger. On goal, Loveless. Covered. This third period is taking forever, by the way, Andrew. I don't know if you've noticed that.
Yeah, that's what happens when you get a lot of penalties, penalty-filled period.
Yep.
Been a little drawn out. I feel like Newfoundland and Labrador want to get this game over with to move on to the next day. It doesn't seem like they've got a lot of push here.
I have a feeling both teams would be happy if this clock ran a little quicker. 4-goal lead, 6 minutes left to go. That's a good goal, they're saying. It went off the player's body. I don't think he redirected. I think he was just cutting through there and the ball hit him. Little excuse me goal.
That's Lalge's second of the night. Just moving his feet, getting to the dirty area.
Well, maybe he did get a stick on it on the replay.
I think they're
They've
waving
waved
this
it off.
Yeah.
After all that, the referee initially signaled a good goal. It's on point.
But it looked like it just went in off Alauji's body. It didn't look like it was high sticked or touched by any illegal equipment or anything like that. So
I didn't see any kicking motion.
Newfoundland
He was running towards the goal, but whoa. Okay, penalty's going up. Yeah, it's still, that's right. The penalty, they took it off when they thought it was a goal. Now they've got to put it back up. That was that penalty to Crosby. There for a second, they had 8 minutes put up there. And that was just a misclick. Under a minute to go in the power play as Alberta trying to get it up the floor. That's broken up. Laundry trying to break through shorthanded, but too many Alberta players. Hey, guess what? Another penalty. You guessed right, everybody. Do 9 games, get down to the last period, and it's a period that will not end. 2 minutes holding, so take the power play off. 46 seconds, Newfoundland and Labrador will go on the power play.
George, at this pace, if you're doing an 8 a.m. game here tomorrow, you might as well pull out the double bed right here.
I mentioned that last week in Mississauga, so I think I'll just sleep here for the night.
You get you a nice Sealy.
Yeah. Pinkson. Good pass. Cash Corbett scores. Cash Corbett makes it 6-3. 5 minutes left.
What a beautiful pass there by Pinkson. Just putting enough touch on this pass to send Corbett in all alone. Corbett with a little backhand, forehand, 5-hole. Nice finish. But an even nicer pass there by the Labradorian Adam Pinkson.
Pinkson in again. Pinkson with a shot, scores. Well. 6-4 with 5 minutes to go. Thought this game was over, Andrew. Adam Pinkson had other thoughts. Right?
And it looks to me like the Alberta coach is calling for a timeout, and he is.
This is right off the face-off from the previous goal. That's what, about 4, maybe 5 seconds tops between goals? Right from the face-off.
And the learning lesson here for anybody watching at home is anything can happen, but also if you're not dialed in off a face-off, that can happen. It can happen that quickly. It doesn't matter if you feel a team is out of the game or not. You're never out of it. You got to keep moving your feet. You got to keep playing. And what's made Alberta successful in this game has been moving their feet and working. And right there, they take a little lull here. I think the coaches over there saying that they've just got to get back to moving their feet and competing again.
The other thing is both of those goals were scored while 4-on-4, so no penalties come off the board. They were even strength goals. So now in 17 seconds, Newfoundland and Labrador go on the power play. 17 seconds left in their penalty, 1:31 left in the penalty to Alberta. Just to add a little bit to this one. Alberta win the faceoff. Heading for the front of the goal was Gaba. Couldn't get him the ball. He'll drop it back at the point. That's picked off. Look out. Here's a breakaway. Pinkson in all alone. Pinkson. Big time save by Singleton. That may have been a game saver right there. Incredible opportunity for Newfoundland and Labrador. Pinkson again, all alone. Now Newfoundland and Labrador are on the power play. Wouldn't that have been something? Crosby trying to run onto it. Crosby's got it in the corner. They'll set up. Still loads of time left in this game, over 4 minutes. McGuire gets it back to the point. One-timer by Pinkson. He's a man on fire right now. Man on a mission, Adam Pinkson. One-timer stopped by Singleton. Pinkson couldn't reach it. It'll get down the floor. And that's going to do it for that power play. See how long we can stay at even strength, 5-on-5. Hasn't been much of that here in the third.
Well, I just want to go back to that save. I mean, Pinkson was in manuals and everybody else was in Kelligrews. I mean, he had a breakaway for an hour. What a save. I mean, that's big time goaltender right there, George.
I know your Newfoundland geography to get that one. We are in Kelligrews, which is part of CBS. Manuals is another town, a little closer to St. John's, but also in CBS. But yeah, they're not particularly close.
Well, if you're watching from Alberta, he was in Calgary and Pinkson was in Edmonton.
Knocked down. McDonald takes it into the corner. 3 minutes to go. We're just outside of 3 minutes. Laundry. His pocket picked as he got in over the blue line. Off the boards. Good pass for Laundry. They gain the zone. Laundry puts it right in front. Backhand. Singleton with another save. Another shot just misses short side. Back at the point. Goss into the slot. They can't turn and shoot it. Back at the point. Goss, long shot. Singleton rather knocked it down. Not cleared yet. Still kept in. Laundry, his shot is blocked. Comes back to him. Laundry with a shot over the top of the goal. The rebound goes off the stick. That's Zwarich. Goaltender still in the net for Newfoundland and Labrador. Goss towards the goal. Singleton's got that. Puts the clamps on it and settles things down. 2:04 to go. 2-goal game. Do you pull the goaltender now?
This is going back to the last game, George. Do you put him at the top of the circle or do you take him out right away? And it looks to me like Alberta's top faceoff man is tired, so they're taking him off the floor, number 9 blue. He's coming off the floor, and they're going to go with another righty on that side, but he hasn't taken any important draws yet. Going against Pinkson, let's see what happens here in this matchup. Might get a timeout here.
Just as you say it, Newfoundland Labrador call a timeout. Goaltender is out between the hash marks.
Yeah, Tyler Coutu has taken a lot of the faceoffs for Alberta, especially on that right side where he's on his backhand. He gets really low to the ground and he's got a low center. I wouldn't be one bit surprised if they put him out to take this draw and then get him right back off. Let's see.
Well, you got the
timeout. He just came out on the floor. He just came on the floor, so
good call, Andrew. You get the timeout as well. It's another little bit of rest as well. But what a shift that time for Newfoundland and Labrador. They came oh so close to cutting this to a 1-goal game. Still, we are 5-on-5. The goaltender motioning to the bench. Right at the hash mark. We'll wait and see if his team gets control. Then I suspect he'll head to the bench if they do. Pinkson is in there. Pinkson won it cleanly. 2 players over by the boards. We're sneaking in a little early. Referee out at the blue line tells them to back it up, boys. Back it up. All right, here we go. Pinkston against Coutu. Coutu won that one. Pinkston won the first one, but Coutu gets the second. Hand pass. That's going to bring the face-off back in the Alberta end. So now they will take the goaltender out. Lovelace heads to the bench. Will Scott, the extra player, coming on.
See if they try to win it strong side, and then they just go cross corner dump to the weak side.
Crosby looking back at the clock. How much time have we got? Alberta win it. Goss forced back into his own end. Quickly across to McGuire. Got to get it going north-south, not east-west. Still going east-west. McGuire shoots it in. Now they'll go into forecheck. Net is empty. 6 players out there for Newfoundland and Labrador. Pinkston is there. The whistle goes. Oh, the net. Most exciting play in ball hockey. The net has been moved.
Face-off's going to be to the left here. I guess they're going to go with Pinkston here to take it.
Pinkston against Cormier. It's in the circle, comes back to the point. Goss can't shoot it. Over to Crosby. Crosby back to Goss. He'll go the other side. It's McGuire. That was put right through the crease. Comes back at it again. Crosby's shot was blocked. Crosby with it. Back at the point. Goss with his shot. Went off some legs into the corner. On it first was Birmingham. Couldn't get it out. Still can't get it out. Just under a minute to go. Here's Crosby. Goss can't shoot it. Back to Crosby. We'll go down a little bit lower. Back up to Crosby. Someone's going to have to shoot it soon. Goss, cross ice. There we go. Got one in. Andrew, cross ice. Over your quarter.
That's a great save, though, by Singleton there. Just a right toe save. He's made some great saves.
Crosby had it hop over his stick, and that's probably going to do it. Only 20 seconds left. In front. Down the floor, and that'll be flooring, but just 14.5 seconds.
Right there, I know it's hard to do this, George, but you got to have the moxie to just flip that ball up into the air, because if it is, the game is over right now. And you just have to be able to have that patience there. It's not easy because the ball is in your slot, but just having that confidence to be able to make that play, this hockey game is over. Let's see if they can get one quick off this face-off, and maybe we have a photo finish.
Well, it's certainly been a spirited finish to what we thought was a game that, with about 6.5 minutes to go, was just going to be played out. Neither team seemed interested, and all of a sudden 2 goals in about 5 seconds for Newfoundland and Labrador. Made it very interesting, and they had many, many chances since then. And Alberta is going to hang on to win this one. A good game to finish up our coverage today as the buzzer goes. Give credit Newfoundland and Labrador. They came back, got it to within 2, and then had all the pressure down in the Alberta end for the last 4 minutes of the game. For Alberta, they controlled most of this game up until that point, so they are full credit for earning this win.
Yeah, Newfoundland fought hard. Newfoundland Labrador fought hard at the end of this game, but I think when you're going into the dressing room, you're saying to yourself as a coaching staff, we got to be more disciplined tomorrow. Coming back, and we had that 4-minute 5-on-3. And we had a couple of penalties there that we can't take if we want to win a championship at this level. So it'll be interesting to see what Newfoundland Labrador team comes to play tomorrow.
Yeah, certainly guilty of way too many penalties, especially in the third period. Added on to that, excuse me, that double 4-minute penalty, setting up that long 5-on-3. Only gave up the 1 goal in that, but it did kind of change the momentum of the game.
You give up 1, but then you're tired because a lot of your top killers are your important players that are also probably going to push the pace on offense. So it's a double whammy for sure.
All right, we will get, easy for me to say, the players of the game. Let's see. All right, it's number 8, the guy whose name we don't know. Turn around. Let's, Andrew, see if you can read that jersey.
We need binoculars.
CHONNY.
I'm going to say Chorney.
Chorney? Chorney works. Yeah, I think that's the right one.
Yep, Chorney.
All right, I'll write that down in case we see them again. Thanks. And for Newfoundland and Labrador, Mark Corbett, who got the first goal. So I make that note on the Alberta roster. It's time to call it a night. We've done 9 games. We're back here again at 7:30 tomorrow morning. Andrew, you're back here on Saturday, I understand, if you can't make it before.
Yeah, I'll definitely be back on Saturday, if not before. If I can get off on Friday or Thursday, I'll let you know, George.
Okay, well,
it's been a pleasure working with you.
Listen, hey, my pleasure, for sure. Anytime you're available, just drop on up. Grab a headset and we'll go again. All right, going to be a brief good night. Thanks so much to everybody for watching throughout the day. We're going to be back tomorrow. We've got 9 more games in our AO.live coverage from here at the CBS Arena. For Robbie Little, who just, I don't know how he did it. 14 hours on the camera. Fantastic job. Thanks so much, Robbie. My name is George Scott. Andrew Piercy, who joined us. Folks, have yourselves a wonderful night and come back and join us tomorrow. You're watching the 2023 Junior Canadian National Ball Hockey Championships from the host city, St. John's. We are at the CBS Arena. Good night, everyone.